And today, Senate Republicans will begin considering a bill that would claw back $9.4 billion in approved spending for multiple federal agencies. And they have until Friday to pass the package. President Trump is ramping up pressure on members of his own party to push these cuts through or risk losing his support. CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small joins us now from Capitol Hill with more on all of this. Good morning to you, Taurean. Help our viewers understand which organizations would be impacted by these cuts, and give us a fact check. Does this bill have the backing it needs right now?
Yeah, Earl, so about $9.4 billion in returned funding that was already previously appropriated by Congress, and that would target some programs like the President's Emergency Relief Fund for AIDS. That's also targeting USAID, about $1.1 billion to Public Broadcast Corporation, that's NPR, PBS. The question here, though, is whether or not Republicans can drum up support in the Senate to pass this. This only requires a simple majority, so they have about 3 votes they could lose, which would then prompt the vice president to step in to cast that tie-breaking vote. Right now, we're hearing from some of the usual suspects, those previous GOP holdouts, in Senators Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Susan Collins of Maine. Collins saying that she's concerned not just about those spending cuts to the Public Broadcasting Corporation, but also to, like I mentioned, that AIDS program that started under George W. Bush. She's very concerned and hoping to strike that from this legislation if it were to win her support. The problem with that, though, is House Speaker Mike Johnson says he does not want to see any changes to this legislation when it ultimately comes back to his chamber, saying that he has a very slim majority there, and he's not sure many members within his ranks would be willing to support a bill that isn't as is, which is what they received from the White House era.
All right, we'll keep watching this closely. Taurean, thank you very much.